Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, where today we are doing another request video for my Patreon Colin, who actually requested that this be drawn live on Twitch last year, and also that I make this video for him. So what are we talking about today and what are we drawing today? Well, the stereotypical jack-o'-lantern, which is so popular around the October months. However, do you know the actual origins of the jack-o'-lantern and what they mean within the basics of the world and things like that? It's possible that you don't. It's possible that you do. But sit around for a while and listen to what I've gathered about jack-o'-lanterns over the years. It may surprise you, as a witch, that I don't tend to actually make jack-o'-lanterns every single year. I have a jack-o'-lantern pottery tea light holder that I've made myself, which you may have seen in some of my videos, and I use that to represent my jack-o'-lantern every October. It's a bit more user-friendly for me because I struggle to eat a whole pumpkin, and I'm trying my best to not do a lot of food waste. I know it doesn't always work, but I do my best to not promote food waste. But what does the jack-o'-lantern represent to me? Well, we all know that most people put out jack-o'-lanterns as a fun thing. It's a fun family pastime, sitting together, carving the jack-o'-lantern out, having fun and a good laugh to light the way at the end of the day, which is always good. But traditionally it was used to ward off evil spirits, to let them know that the house was occupied originally by the dead already, and therefore that they couldn't come in because there was someone here. On the other side of things, it was also used as a light to draw home those that you wanted to come home. Many different cultures have many different beliefs that throughout this time of the year, the dead come home to visit with their family, and you can do a lot of ancestor worship, which is something a lot of people need to do more, myself included. But you do need to understand, and I will say this now, your ancestors are not always going to be your friends, and they aren't always going to want what's best for you. So the jack-o'-lantern is kind of the best of both worlds. It is a protective item, while also being a calm introductory item to spirits, as long as they are good, or have good intentions. Traditionally though, jack-o'-lanterns were not made out of pumpkins. That was a traditionally American thing that was introduced when the Irish settlers found out about the pumpkin. It's a lot easier to cut than a gourd or a turnip, but the reason that turnips were used predominantly, and this was something that I didn't know until a couple of years ago, is because they're white. White gourds, white root vegetables were used because once carved they represent the skull. Once you realise that, and you understand that, it kind of makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Now, as with anything to do with witchcraft, the items that you use within the practice actually have a meaning all of their own. Pumpkins have very, very different meanings to gourds and turnips and things like that. They tend to be a much, I want to say happier fruit, but it doesn't really mean in that way. Not a fruit, vegetable, sorry. Are they a fruit? Are they a vegetable? I'm not entirely sure. But pumpkins represent prosperity, happiness, protection, abundance, prosperity. And gourds and turnips, again, they still have the prosperity side of things, but they're a lot more protective in nature than pumpkins, or at least this is the way that it's always felt for me. Of course, around the world you have different stories to do with jack-o'-lanterns. Sometimes there is the Irish Spendthrift Jack, I believe. I can't remember. Or Squanderous Jack, that's the one, which is a really interesting story. Essentially, a man is very cruel and evil to his family, his wife, his children, and he goes out and drinks a lot, and he steals from the church until he finds the devil, and who turns into a sixpence, and he picks him up, puts him in his wallet that has a cross on it, and gets the devil to leave him alone for a year. He tries his best to be a better person, but fails miserably. And so the next year the devil comes back and climbs a tree, ready to jump down on Jack. But Jack sees the devil, and so carves a cross on the tree so that the devil can't get down, until he once again promises to leave Jack alone. Eventually this goes on for many years until Jack finally makes a deal with the devil to get him to leave him alone forever. But during this year, Jack dies, and heaven won't accept him because he's evil. But the devil neither will accept him, and so the devil throws him a coal, and he puts that coal in a lantern and wanders around as Squandrous Jack. The English also have their Will-o'-the-Wisps, which is, if you know anything, a fairy light that comes to trick and distract travellers through the once boggy and swampy lands of England. There's not so many bogs and swamps in England anymore, more's the pity, and so will-o'-the-wisps are a lot harder to find, but there are some people that believe that the will-o'-the-wisps have a thing to do with jack-o'-lanterns. I can't find any information corroborating this fact. God, that's a hard word for me to say. However, it's really nice to think that that could be one of the reasons that this has happened in the UK, as well as Ireland itself. So there you have it. This was the jack-o'-lanterns. And let me know what you think of the drawing and this little ramble, and I'll get into the outro. Okay, so we are actively trying this again. Just finished streaming. It's been a rough day. I really needed that good stream. I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for watching this video. Thank you to Invidizim for requesting this jack-o'-lantern video. So we're just going to dive straight in and see what the cards have to say for us today. I keep getting the black lipstick on me. Like, my only problem with the way my smile is and the way my teeth don't align is that I get lipstick on them all the time. So, today's card. The Sailor. New influences and wanderlust. You want to travel, you want to do something new, you want a change of scenery that isn't just necessarily a single, like, week thing. You want to up sticks and leave. You want to travel around the country, or countries, or the world, but you obviously need to remember that, well, some of the new influences could just be a new person in your life that is making things work the way you need it to work, and so on and so forth. I do love this card. It's a very pretty card. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. It'll be Dead Space tomorrow, so I hope to see you then. Take care, have fun, and goodbye.